everybody, my name is King Quad. I hope you guys have a phenomenal day. Of course, today we're here with Avengers Doomsday reaction. All of us, yes, all of us have been waiting for any type of teaser trailer, and it's finally here. That was posted just a couple hours ago. 4.7 million views and counting. December 18, 2026. I'm really excited for this. I'm sure a lot of you guys are as well. Infinity War and Endgame was one of the best theatrical events ever, and I'm hoping for another big bang like that. I know a lot of characters here and there are coming back from X-Men, from Avengers throughout the years. A bunch of pieces coming together from an entire history of the MCU and even past that are coming together and fighting Doctor Doom, which is one of the coolest villains ever, and I can't wait. If you guys are new, subscribe today, join the Aztec Empire, as I do post content like this daily. Let me get that full screen. Without further ado, let's get on straight into this teaser trailer reaction. I'm so excited. All right, so right off the bat, Bucky? Could be Hawkeye. I'm willing to bet it's Bucky. I also haven't seen Thunderbolts yet, so it could be one of those. Wait. No, it can't be. Wait, this house looks familiar. I feel like we've seen this at the end of Endgame. No. How? There's no way. We gotta let it play. Captain America. And y'all saw he has his wedding ring on too. No. He has a kid. No, because how's it gonna work? Dude, I'm so confused. What are the odds that nah. I was gonna say, what are the odds that this kid is the Steve Rogers we see at the end of Endgame? That's a stretch. Surely, that's a stretch. Steve Rogers will return in Avengers Doomsday. That's how you spell Rogers? Dang, I can't wait. Ladies and gentlemen, December 18th, I think that was delayed. I swear it was November at one point. Hey, but I'll wait another month. 11 is nothing. 24 days, 14 hours to the minute. All right, there you have it. Ladies and gentlemen, I can't believe this is happening. How? I don't know how. Now, the obvious elephant in the room is how are they going to pull this off? Since Avengers Endgame, there has been a lot of different explanations as to how the timeline works. Right, you know, Spider-Verse has its own explanation. I mean, even Madam Web does at some point. The TVA obviously is like the big one. There's a lot of different ways as to how this could play out. Even, you know, Multiverse of Madness has its own explanation to the multiverse. So I'm wondering if a certain group of persons or person is behind this all happening and coming back, right? There's a chance that like Loki interferes. There's a chance the TVA interferes. Deadpool, like who knows at this point. There is a lot of different ways they could pull this back and bring it full circle. But my question is, at what point are they going to bring back Steve Rogers? I think the lamest thing they could do is take a different Steve Rogers from an alternate timeline and BS it in that way, right? That would feel very cheap. That would feel like an incomplete saga to some extent, because it would just be some random Steve Rogers, right? So this has to be our Steve Rogers. I'm assuming this child that he has is with Peggy, right? And this probably takes place a couple years or a year or two after he goes back in time and has his final dance. I guess that means if he goes back in time, has a child with Peggy, and then they live out their life, there's still a Steve Rogers somewhere frozen. I guess at that point, the frozen Steve Rogers in this timeline would come out and be the Captain America and live his entire life, carry out the events that we've seen in all of the Avengers. But then still we have an extra Steve Rogers, right? So obviously this Steve Rogers is going to go back to our timeline, but then he'll have a child that he wasn't supposed to have according to the timeline. I'm not gonna lie though, it's cool to see him back. Like, I'm definitely happy about this. I feel like a lot of people are gonna feel like it is a little cheap to bring back a legacy character like this, but I'm all here for it. I will admit, watching Endgame and watching Captain America get his happy ending when a lot of characters, especially a lot of the original Avengers, didn't get their happy ending, it's really interesting to see, and it kind of makes sense. Like, they wouldn't. There's no shot that they would just give him his happy ending and live with Peggy happily ever after, although it is a beautiful sentiment, and I really was rooting for that. I don't know if it's gonna happen. Even more so, like, because Tony Stark is going to come back as, oh, someone that I guess looks like Tony Stark is going to be Doctor Doom. I wonder if Captain America versus Iron Man is going to be like the final fight. You know, like that really would bring it all together. That is it for today, y'all. Thank you guys so much for watching. My name's King Quado. Let me know how you guys are feeling about this teaser down below. Personally, I think it's insane. This is a huge announcement, probably the biggest character that they could have brought back other than like Iron Man, you know? So I'm really excited to see how this plays out. Yeah, this is gonna be insane. Have a great day, y'all. Stay safe, take care, peace, adios, and of course, until next time. Bye-bye.